Alright, let's see if I can put me back out. You're right, dog. Oh. Oh. Crikey. G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got this bloody monstrosity on the bench. I've got a plan for it. I didn't really have a plan for it last time it was on the bench, or I sort of did, which we'll go through in a minute. I'll get it out of the pot so we can see it a bit better. Reposition the camera so we can all see what's going on. And we'll have a yarn about it. It's a ridiculous tree. Oh, let's hope I don't drop it on the ground. Oh. Oh. Crikey. Righto, you should be able to see most of the tree. Now, when I had it on the channel last time, pretty sure I just repotted it because it wasn't growing very good roots, and I needed to do something to it to help it regain a bit of strength, you know. I needed it healthy. Didn't really have a plan on what the tree was going to end up being. I sort of had a thought that this branch here, we could just let it grow. And I thought, if you just let that run, let it get nice and thicken up to about 2/3 of what the trunk is, you know, then you could have a nice bend in the trunk. Then you could do one the other way. And then I thought, mate, that's going to take 50 years. I don't have 50 years. So I'm like, well, what the hell am I going to do with this tree? So I've got an idea. This top part here is dead. We've got a branch off the front here that's looking a bit weird going off to that side. A fair bit of growth coming off this side. There are shoots and stuff coming off all over it, but what I reckon, we'll probably end up carving that deadwood into a bit of a feature up there. And I sort of thought, what if we use this growth out of here, have a branch coming down and then out to establish a foliage pad here, maybe another one here, and so on up the tree. So I'll try and put a bit of an illustration, but just so you get that triangular foliage that is visually appealing on this side of the tree without having to have branches actually in each of those positions. If we did that, we'd probably get rid of this, or once I get the soil off, I'll spin it around and we'll see which side's going to make the best front, because if we do that, we can use either side as the front really. And this may be okay then as a back branch, we may keep it. But so that's my plan going forward. But to achieve that, I needed to do two things, and I wasn't really sure on what order to do them in. One, I need to get it into a better potting mix. I'm not happy with how it's growing in this just standard garden potting mix. It is a bit old, probably broken down. It's never going to grow great roots in that. So I need to get it into a bonsai mix to get those nice fine roots and, you know, grow really well like we want them to. The other thing I need to do, this branch here is dominating the whole side of the tree and getting stronger and stronger. If I allow that to keep growing, these are just going to die out and they'll be nothing. This one down here, this one up here, they'll just end up being nothing. So I need to remove that. I don't want to take all that foliage off when I repot it. So it was either repot it now, let it settle for a month or two, then remove that, and then we can start promoting the growth into these branches, or cut that branch off now, leave it in its pot and let it grow. But I figured if I did the branch first, if I leave it a month or two, I'm probably going to end up having another bloody branch just as thick. Like one branch will dominate. So I thought we'll do the potting first. So that's today's job. Get all this potting mix off, get it into a bonsai mix. And then we're probably not going to do too much to it other than decide on a front and get it into that pot, because I want it to retain some of this foliage just for the recovery period. Once I feel it's recovered and growing strong, I'll bring it back and then we'll go to town. But initially, we'll get that potting mix off, see what roots we've got, and get it into a bonsai pot. I might just readjust that camera because you probably can't see that root ball. There we go. Now you can see the mess that I've got to deal with. I'm not expecting anything great here. But this part of the job has to be done so that at some point we can end up with a decent root system, because it's just not going to happen in this potting mix. It's just terrible stuff. So I have chopped a lot of these big roots down here off last time by the look of it. There's a couple of dead ones. They're not really showing any sign of life. That are heading straight down. I'll get rid of them. We'll see what else we can remove off this tree. To help us get it in that pot. I only have one pot, so you're going to have to make it fit. There is some deadwood here, like big old roots. They could probably come off. If I don't need to, I'm probably not going to do it today. I would rather just get this thing into a pot so we can concentrate on that root system. But we do need to choose a front, I guess. See if that's all dead. It's not going to fit in with those two dead bits anyway, so we may have to don't want to damage the branches if I can help it, because I don't have very many. Probably should just go up and get the reciprocating saw, but I'm lazy. So hopefully this will cut it. Oh, you know what? I am lazy. Hold your ears, Freya. Don't come here for safe chainsaw operating instruction. Shame those roots weren't alive, but anyway. Right. I think this is probably our best front. Yeah, I don't think what's around the back will give us much of a view. Maybe in the future, if we can grow some more roots up higher, or maybe utilise a deeper pot, maybe. But for now, I think we'll go for the other side. A bucket of potting mix. Throw a bit in. That worm probably won't live very long in there. Let's get a bit in there so that we can wriggle him down. Try and get all those roots in and wriggle him down. Let's throw these tying wires over it. See if we can fix it properly into position. Oh, that should be fairly well tied in there. We'll get the rest of the potting mix in and then we'll go to town with the chopsticks. So that's the repot. I do just need to take some wire off, I think. I did have these branches sort of wired into the rough position that I wanted them in for the design that I'm now thinking of. But they'll sort of stay roughly where I wanted them anyway. I'll just leave that wire there, it's just hanging there. I'll loop that back around, pull it down a little bit once that tree starts to recover again. I'm really hoping that this tree will respond well now and we'll put on a heap of growth. As soon as it does, as soon as it starts to grow, I need to get rid of this branch. that would be 60, maybe 70% of the foliage that's on the tree, and it'll only get worse. That will be the dominant branch, and then we'll end up with nothing. So I reckon I'll just cut it off. We'll get plenty more shoots out here to develop more branches to get that triangular design that I was talking about, and we'll probably get rid of that as well. I did wonder if I shouldn't just leave that, let it grow really dominant for a little while. It shouldn't affect these too much because it won't be shading it, I think. I hope, I don't know. And then once it gets a bit of thickness about it, cut it off and use it, like make a deadwood feature out of it. I don't know, that's a possibility. Thinking about it, I don't know. Or whether I should just go for a fairly clean look and get that nice, neat foliage out this side. I don't know. You're going to have deadwood on the top part of the tree anyway, so a bit more down here probably wouldn't hurt. The only thing is that'll be pretty serious, thick deadwood, and that'll be like tiny in comparison, so it might look a little bit stupid. Probably better off going with a look as though this was a big tree and the top's broken off and then it's grown this really beautiful canopy out this side. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, that's it for now. I need to get this back up to my bonsai area and give it a good drink. We've got some good rainy weather for probably the next week. Overcast, drizzly rain, some storms, so probably perfect weather to get this thing settled in without too much stress. And we'll see how it recovers. Hopefully it'll be back on the bench in a couple of months. Thanks for watching, and catch you on the next one. Now I've got to carry the bloody thing back up. Crikey. Come on and take me